Hi, it's Rebecca. Inner Power Training. Today is Throwback Thursday. Let's talk about your higher self. Once you discover that you have a higher self, you're never the same. You have your best friend with you all the time. You're never alone. If you need an answer to a problem or a situation that you're in, you can go to your higher self because your higher self knows everything. I've told you that my higher self has guided me many times, told me when I was going to be leaving New York, told me to go work at the Christian Science Church part-time. It thought that was a good idea. Stayed there for about 6 years, giving tours and talking about spiritual healing, the way Mary Baker Eddy taught it. And I had a wonderful experience there. I've written my own book, Secrets of a Metaphysical Flight Attendant, because I had so many big aha moments along the way as I was traveling the world as a crew member. And it was the perfect job for me, perfect career. I was guided by my higher self. It even guided me to exactly the right airline, because even though I'm related to Juan Tripp, who founded Pan American Airlines. My name is Rebecca Tripp, and I met his son, Charlie Tripp. We discovered that our family tree goes back to the same John Tripp, who came to America back in 1630. It's very interesting, but they went bankrupt. So my higher self guided me to go work for United Airlines, which was the perfect fit. It was a domestic airline for the first half of my career. And then in the 1980s, we bought Pan American's Asian routes. I flew the inaugural flight to Tokyo and I started flying all over Asia. I also flew all over Europe and South America, Central America, traveled the world. And when you travel the world, you learn a lot about things because you begin to understand that no matter where you are in the world, we're all connected as humans and we all, basically want the same things: to be happy. Many people want to just be left alone to raise their families, make enough money to live. They're not into wars and drama, though that's political level of planet Earth more than the human. The humans I found were delightful everywhere I went, had a blast. Never really felt uncomfortable when I was walking around Tokyo or Singapore or Seoul, Korea. I used to shop like crazy. I had a retail shop in Newport. I used to bring stuff back and sell it in my shop. It was really a very fun career, but I learned a lot about synchronicities because I had a lot of them as a crew member, and how to stay above it whenever there was a situation that needed a resolution. I knew how to go to that place where my higher self resides, where there are no problems, only solutions. And you can do the same thing, but you need to want to do the work on yourself and not just be a three-dimensional person going around reacting to everything that comes along. When you stop reacting and you become more of an observer, then you can co-create, because what you put your intention on will manifest. If you really feel like you've already gotten something that you desire, like you have to feel it in the present moment. It's yours now. Then you have impressed your subconscious mind to the point where, because we're energetic beings and like attracts like, it has to manifest in your experience. That's how it works. Now, it's tricky because you can't do it at that beta level of consciousness that we are operating in when all of our five senses are activated. You have to know how to go within, relax your body and relax your mind, and get down into that alpha level of consciousness where the inner world becomes more real than the outer world. Like it says in the Bible, go into your closet and close the door. Shut out your material senses. Create in your inner world what you desire to be manifesting. You can create a whole new, different world within yourself, in your inner world. And that is more real than your outer world, because your outer world is the manifestation of what you have been thinking about in your inner world. I know it's tricky, and I know it sounds crazy to a lot of times when you first start studying it, but the more you get into it and the more you practice and the more you have demonstrations and examples of proof that this is real, you will keep going and you will just build and build and build. It's like building a muscle. The more you work on creating in your inner self the world that you desire to live in, the more you will attract into your experience the people, the places, and the circumstances that you desire. Now, if you don't do the inner work, you might just be living through someone else's dream, being manipulated. That's what victimhood is all about. You don't want to be a victim. Stop being a victim. Stop blaming everyone else for your circumstances. People love to tell themselves it's because of my parents, it's because of my boss, it's because of my spouse. No, it's because of you. You attracted, you even chose your parents, so they say, before you were born. You had a lot to do with that, because those were circumstances and situations that you wanted to experience. And maybe it was some kind of karmic experience. I mean, that's why some people just seem so familiar to us, right? When we meet them. But you can learn to be proactive, non-reactive. When you're just reacting to everything, it's not fun. I learned very clearly on the airplane. I'll never forget, one day I had this revelation. I said, wow, I've been flying for a few years before it happened. But I said, you know what? I'm the queen of the flight attendants, because I know how to evacuate an airplane. I know what to do in an emergency. I know how to communicate with the pilots and not, aggravate the rest of the crew if I don't want to. I know how to communicate with passengers that are whatever they are, from VIPs to, scared to death, first time travelers. I know how to function in this environment. So it doesn't stress me out anymore. And it didn't. So I flew for 35 years and I had a blast. But, a lot of people go to work every day and they're nothing but stressed out. Well, that's not a good thing. You want to get to a place where you've mastered what it is you're doing. Then you find a new challenge. After I left my flying career, I traveled the country giving workshops, 2-day workshops to people, teaching them how to get to that alpha level of consciousness, to be better manifestors, to connect with their higher selves. Then I was encouraged by my students to write a book. They wanted to know how I figured some of this stuff out. So I wrote a book called Secrets of a Metaphysical Flight Attendant. And that came out about 10 years ago. You can buy it. And then, one thing leads to another, leads to another. There's always another project. If you are tuned in to your higher self, it will always give you something to do. And like I say, I've heard this voice that has actually told me, like there was someone in the room with me, a male voice has broken through a half a dozen times in my life and told me exactly what to do. You are leaving New York by the end of March. I did. Go work part-time in the Christian Science Church. I did. Love that man with all your heart, because being angry at him was causing me a lot of toxins in my body, which was giving me an appendicitis attack. I released him. I was healed. Listen to your higher self. It's always with you. It's your best friend. It's that level of consciousness which is operating in the higher realm. And how do you get there? You have to go within. You have to go into your closet and close the door. Shut out your five senses. Relax. Get to a place where you totally believe that your inner world is more real than your outer world. That's the secret. When you begin to understand that your inner world of thought and imagination and feeling is the real, and the outer world is the manifestation of those thoughts and imaginations and feelings, you are in the driver's seat. Because if you don't like what you're seeing in the outer world, you can go within and do some work on yourself, and then you'll start attracting an outer world that's aligned with the way you feel. Feeling is the secret, is that book, that was written by Neville Goddard. I talked about that in one of my last videos, because it's not what you want in life that shows up. It's what you are being. If you are being the kind of person that you will become when you have what you desire, if you're being it in the now, in the present tense, you will break through, you will get rid of the blocks, you will have a manifestation, and it makes it really fun and really interesting. And the other thing is, you have to fall in love with what you want to manifest. If you're wishy-washy about it and you don't have powerful emotion, a burning desire to want it in your life, chances are it won't show up. But if it's something that you have a burning desire for, you really feel like you can't live without it, it's the next step for you. You have to manifest it. It will show up. I guarantee it. Go to RebeccaTripp.com and check out my books. I've written The Secrets of Manifesting, a practical guide. I've written The Secrets of Manifesting Mastery, companion books. This one, the blue one, has a 30-day journal in the back of it to help you really focus in on what you are manifesting and get results. I have people that are getting tremendous results with this. I've also got courses. I did one on Udemy, Metaphysics Made Easy, and then I have the Mega Manifestation Method, which gives you the long relax so you can go within to your inner world on a daily basis until you've mastered the art of believing that your inner world is more real than your outer world. Then you become a master manifester.